and welcome to the second episode of the Lower the Rim podcast. Second official episode.
Second official.
Let's go, baby.
Hey.
Episode 2.
Man, it ain't preseason no more.
It's this season regular.
And I'm hyped.
Let's
get
go.
Basketball every night.
Mm-hmm.
I watch baseball sometimes.
I never
Yeah.
watch baseball.
I don't have to do it as often. I don't have to be sad.
But you gotta watch baseball?
Yeah, I'm like, man, I wish these guys was running around.
Yeah, I called you. I was like, man, you watch this Laker game? You was like, man, the Astros are. I was like, man,
Hey,
yo,
listen,
shut your
man.
dumb ass
Shout
up.
out to the Astros. Them boys going to their third World Series in 5 years.
We're good.
They call them cheaters, though. I think that's the biggest flex.
What? That is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, they like, man, these fools cheating. And they like, all right, cool, we'll stop cheating. And they
We still nice.
They ain't want to see them boys win at all because they was out here beating on trash cans, stealing signs.
Nah, that's what it is.
That's
man.
so dumb.
I love how this is a basketball podcast, but we spend like 5 minutes on baseball at the start of every one.
That's right.
Even though neither of us watch baseball.
I still watch baseball.
Well, I refuse. Anyway.
I know. I understand.
Anyway, so let's go with best performances week 1. OJ,
You want me to go?
go ahead, go first, because I think we're gonna have the same one.
I'm gonna go team because I don't want to say player because player was kind of a no brainer for week 1. I think team for me the most impressive I saw a team perform was the Hawks.
They actually did play really, really well.
The Hawks dismantled the Mavs.
Yeah,
It was convincing. The Mavs didn't look
wasn't
good at
even
all.
Close.
That looked like Luka's and Chris's first year together, and it was terrible. The Hawks looked like the Pacers when Paul George used to be there, when everybody had like 15 points.
Yeah,
And you're like,
he would have 22.
yeah,
as
it's
the
like
leading scorer.
He's like, what? Like, how did they win? Like, well, Lance Stevenson had 10, George Hill had 10, Thaddeus Young had 10. And those numbers start adding up. But everybody had like 12 points, 12, 15 points. Trey had 19.
What I really liked seeing from them, I really loved Cam Reddish as sort of like the off the bench scorer, as
My
sort of
boy.
the 6 man. I'm not sure if he picked up some stuff from Lou Will or picked up some tips. I think in the last couple of years we didn't really see how Cam Reddish fit into that offense.
Because they were trying to fit him into the starting lineup.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes so much more sense to have him as a sort of as an influx of offense off the bench. He looked great. I love that he didn't have to worry about getting other people buckets.
Yeah.
Or passing, or if if it was his turn or Trey's turn, it was just here's the ball, run and go.
I feel like every time a team has a misfit on their team,
Yeah.
he's like a young dude, and he's always like Michael Porter Jr. Like Michael Porter Jr. is like, man, I'm nice. Like, let me go. Like, let me cook. But the coach is understanding in the grander scheme, you are nice. So we want you to be with the starting lineup. Like, we want you to play with us.
Yeah.
So they'll try to work him in. And then if it doesn't work, it's got to be a period of time where you're like, all right, let's just turn this dude loose. I know he can score. Like, he the 6 man now. Like, as much as I want him to be our starting small forward,
Yeah.
maybe we don't need that right now. Maybe that don't work. Make him be the first guy off the bench. Give him unlimited shots and no structure. Just let him run around.
Well, and there's also because they were really struggling and looking for offense off the bench last year, especially in the playoffs. You know, like they were like, it's like, okay, Trey's off the floor, and then you take BB-8 off the floor, and it's like, okay, where are these points going to come from? You're looking for Danilo Gallinari to give you something.
Yeah,
you're
looking for random buckets to hold you off.
Yeah, looking for Lou Will and Clint Capella to make something happen. It was nice to see just sort of him get the ball in his
Solomon
hands.
Hill,
Solomon Grundy.
get him out of here, man.
yeah, no, good Solomon.
He owe us some LeBron games.
Yeah, he do. But I thought it was interesting to see. Yeah, I think that's a really good pick for team. Yeah, they looked really, really good as a unit, and I think this second year with Nate McMillan, I think he has a lot of similar to what you said with that Indiana team, right? It's the same sort of setup, right? Different players, different skill sets for players, but same sort of let's evenly distribute. Yeah. And I think one last thing about Cam Reddish, I think it's sort of like you can look at him, not to make a direct comparison in terms of talent, but in terms of fit, like James Harden on the Thunder, right back in like 2011, 2010, where you're just like, it's like we know this guy is nice, but there's not enough. There's one ball on the court. Yeah. There's one ball on the court. So and when they would try to put him in the starting lineup, it's like he's either like off to the side as like a 3-and-D guy, which doesn't work, or when he's bringing the ball up the court, it's like it feels weird, and then he feels rushed because he feels like he shouldn't have the ball because he's got the two stars there. So I really like seeing that out of Cam. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that was my team. Player. We
all know who it is.
Steph lost his mind.
Steph lost his fucking mind.
He went insane. And you know how, especially how we are when it comes to Steph, if you're the LeBron rival, I don't hate you.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Whatever you're doing, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm not watching. Well, I'm watching, but I don't care about it. Mm-hmm. Now that Steph is kind of like by himself, I get to see there was like a small, like a heel turn. Like last year, we got to see emotion out of Steph. Mm-hmm. Steph started getting visibly frustrated.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like, it wasn't the happy-go-lucky.
It wasn't the, I'm Steph.
It's okay.
I'm shimmying every time. I'm walking. Yeah,
let's go to church, Sadell. Let's go.
I don't want to see Steph Curry. You remember when Steph Curry hit that long-ass three on Andre Roberson and won that game with like 0.3 seconds left in Oklahoma City?
Why you bring that up?
I have to bring it up.
Stop bringing that up. I don't need
every time somebody talks to me about Steph and they're like, Steph does this? Mm-hmm. Like, this is Steph? Like, they point like, this is the step? Me and Dre was watching the game. She's like, I never saw Steph do any of this. Like, I never seen, because Steph kept going to the crowd, his team behind him calling plays and shit. He just out here, come on, let me hear it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm real good. And she was like, I ain't never seen him do that. I'm like, yeah, he used to do that all the time. That's why people hate him. He's a hot dogger.
Yeah, he a showboater.
Oh my gosh. As soon you remember when he hit that three versus us? When we were Oklahoma City guys,
yeah, he was the glizzy getter.
He was like breakdancing and shit. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, for reference in the pots, me and OJ spent several years living in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, for fun.
Just for fun. Just for fun. Shits and gigs. Why not? For S&Gs.
Why not live in Oklahoma City?
Yeah,
listen. It's a tourist destination.
Literally, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Listen, so we lived there. When did you move there? When did you get there? What year? 2016, 2015?
Yeah, I got there in 2015.
I got there in 2013, and I wasn't a basketball fan at this point. We talked about this. So here's the thing. If you are an Oklahoma City fan, or if you're anyone who's ever interested in Oklahoma basketball, one, tickets, dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So the fact that I wasn't going to watch Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook play for like literally what's $15?
Yeah.
For like $15, $20.
To sit in Loud City?
Insane.
That's wild.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy that I was missing out on that. And then as I became a basketball fan, like around the time we started hanging around 2016, mm-hmm. and this was the year that after KD left and went to Golden State. And it was like, oh, the Thunder about to be ass, right? And then we got to watch Russell Westbrook put an entire city
on his fucking back.
It was insane.
It was amazing.
It was.
And I think this is where my fanaticism for Russ.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It obviously
it's
matured.
Why I can't shit talk him.
It matured there. Mm-hmm. So when I see people talk shit about him, I'm like, hey, did y'all not watch it? And they're like, but he lost in the first round. Oh god. The product placement demons are going to come and haunt the channel forever.
This podcast brought to you by...
No.
1800 Tequila.
And we got too many cameras. I can't play. No. Please, no.
I'd rather have silver than
No.
gold. I'm sorry, I'm being silly.
We need to go to commercial break.
This podcast brought to you by Blue Chew.
Ooh. Man, have you ever? I'm playing.
Hey, your dick don't get hard. Have you ever tried to put a soft beat in your lady?
Hey man,
You ever try to soft beat your lady?
You got to gummy worm it sometimes.
So you gotta hope it recovers.
Anyway,
You just be like, oof. Hey, listen, he gonna get there eventually. Just let him get inside. It's like when you rusty. It's like when you rusty in basketball, and you like, give me 5 minutes on the court.
Yeah,
I'll start hooping eventually.
As soon as I see it, I just need to see one go in. That's the same.
Oh man,
That's the same thing. I see it go in the net one time.
All I need is one. Ooh, and then I'll be good.
I'm back.
Hey, I'm back, baby.
He heard it. He got ears.
Anyway,
He's listening.
All right. Anyway, you talking about Russ?
Yeah.
For that for Russ.
Before. Yeah. I was talking about Russ. I think Russ is very good because I lived in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That is all.
That is, I mean, well, yeah, it's not.
No, it's not that. But I think that I'm always going to be the first person to go to bat for Russ when I see people slander him. Because it makes no sense. We've seen him do everything.
Yeah.
Russ is kind of like a very calculated, or like there's a blueprint for Russ. We see it every year. First half of the year, he's pedestrian. He figures whatever his role is, he goes crazy the second half of the season. And then they're like, oh, well, he flames out in the playoffs.
No, Paul George flamed out in the playoffs.
Like, did he flame out in the playoffs? When we look at when Russ loses, he's losing to superstars.
I wouldn't call Rookie Donovan Mitchell a superstar, but I also blame Paul George for
No,
that.
we're not talking about that one. That one was one of those ones that was similar to like LeBron losing to the Mavs. Mm-hmm. Even though that team was really good, it's just like, we know you shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, they should.
Him and Paul George versus Joe Ingles.
Paul George was getting jingled.
He was getting jingled.
He was getting jingled like a fucking moron.
Like he stunk.
He was getting jingled, bro. He was getting. Listen,
that was pissing me off.
They shouldn't have lost to Utah. They shouldn't have lost to Portland. They shouldn't have lost to either of those teams.
No, because they were considerably better. Mm-hmm. We knew that. Talent,
yeah.
Yeah, we knew that, and it just happened. But
we can also blame Paul George for the shoulder injury to Paul George in the 2018
Paul George.
season.
That's when he turned into George Paul, and that was tough. That was tough to watch.
He was third in MVP. Paul George had a stretch between January and March where he might have been the best player in basketball.
He was third in MVP voting, and he was on the Defensive Player of the Year ballot.
They were crazy. Remember, they were leading in steals, right? They were playing crazy defense. Paul George shot in like the month of February, shot 45% from three. Like, he was crazy, and then both his shoulders fell off. Literally. And so, yeah.
He was wearing a protective harness to keep his Mr. Potato Head arms stuck into his body.
Mr. Potato Head's trans now.
Don't do that.
Lower the rim.
So I had Atlanta as my best performance as a team, best performance as a player, Steph. Worst performance as a team, the fucking Mavs. I wanted to give it to the Bucks. So I wanted to give it to the Bucks the night after their ring ceremony.
Yeah.
They didn't have Drew Holiday. They didn't have Brook Lopez. Like, I won't mess with you too much.
Okay.
Even though if I consider Giannis the best.
Okay.
Giannis, you can't give me 15 points. But we know Miami is their foil.
Yeah.
Miami at full strength. They just have the blueprint for Giannis. And they're like, we birthed the bad version of you. And every other team has tried to copy what we created. They have the blueprint for the bad version of Giannis. They just know how to make it. I don't know if they talking shit on the sideline. I don't know what it is, but the game plan seems the same across the board. When you play Giannis, let him shoot. He get underneath the 3-point line. Listen, we're not hearing you. But then when you get underneath the free throw line, now we talking. Now I got 4 people in here, and I'm cutting off the wings. You got to pass behind your head. That's if you want to make a play, you're going to have to throw it blind. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, hey, maybe turn around. When you run to the basket, if it's not there, they build a wall. Turn your ass around. Pass it to somebody. He starts turning into LeBron James, trying to throw the ball behind his back, or turning into drunk-ass Jason Kidd, trying to throw that shit behind his ear and all kind of stuff. You remember when he hit James Harden in the head?
All right, so I want to talk about this in terms of best. This was actually my biggest surprise was the Heat performance, right? And I'll loop it and I'll take it back, right? But let's talk like one of the best performances. If you're going to take Steph Curry for best performance,
No, I'm not.
No, we'll leave Steph for best performance. But honorable mention was Bam Adebayo on Giannis. I'm not sure if you watched that.
I did, and that was impressive.
Bam Adebayo killed him the whole first half. Completely took him out of the game.
Yeah,
was going down playing defense on him. Making it hard for him. He wasn't building the wall. It was just him. It was just Bam.
Yeah, he was the wall.
He was just cooking. So
my honorable mention, Jaylen Brown.
Oh my gosh. How did we? Oh man, Steph Curry went so crazy we forgot how great Jaylen Brown played.
Listen, we will. I'm gonna get upset.
That's offensive.
I'm gonna get upset because I know how the last 3 minutes of the second overtime went.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum, I get it. This is your guy. This is who you ride with. Let me go on record and say, we have a stance. We have a belief.
Yes.
That maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half, we'll give it a little bit. Get rid of Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown's the better player.
Better player, less money, and you don't have to worry about pieces fitting with him.
Here's the thing. I think Boston's going to keep Jaylen. They're going to keep Jason Tatum because one, he's their draw. He's their star.
Yeah, I get it.
And they're going to keep Jaylen Brown because it's working.
They're like a tandem.
It's tandem, right? If Jaylen Brown goes literally anywhere in the East, Boston is like a bottom 3 team, like a 6 through 8 seed without Jaylen Brown
for sure.
And any team that if Jaylen Brown were to go to Miami or Milwaukee, it would be over.
If you replace Jaylen Brown with Chris Middleton,
oh my god,
we would be talking about the Bucks in a way that we haven't talked about a team since. The Warriors.
the Warriors.
Yeah.
The 15 Warriors. Yeah. Jason Tatum is flashy. Jason Tatum has crazy shots. He has big shots. Jaylen Brown is just so hyper efficient. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you look up and he's had 26 points and you didn't see none of them.
Because he didn't get the chance. He didn't touch the ball, but he's got 30 points right now.
Yeah.
How?
I love Jaylen Brown. But that's what I'm saying. He's a hyper efficient scorer.
Who's the better defender?
Jaylen Brown.
Who's the more efficient scorer?
Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown's better.
Yeah, but Jason Tatum's better.
No, he's not.
No, Jason Tatum's better. It's cool from whoever.
Anyway.
Cool.
This is colorism. Anyway, let's move on. So my best performance, honorable mention, Bam Adebayo. Obviously, Steph Curry has the best performance. Best team.
Steph Curry lost anyone. Yeah. I think if Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, if they had won.
If they would have gave the ball to Jaylen Brown and he would have did what he had been doing the whole game, he would have had 50 instead of 46, and they would have won. Mm-hmm. I'd have been here standing on the chair, spinning in a circle, talking about Jaylen Brown. We need to trade Jason Tatum.
Trash ass. Anyway, best team performance goes to the Heat. Actually, let's just say Heat. Let's keep.
That's
it
a
to the
good
Heat.
one. It was
keep it
hard
to
for
the
me to put him there because of the.
I understand what you
absence
say.
of-
Yeah, I understand what you say about the Hawks. But anyway, so that's my best team for us. Anyway, let's move on to week one surprises. What are your biggest surprises for week one? They'd be good or bad.
So my biggest surprise is the Golden State Warriors.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought obviously because of current status, I don't think the Warriors suck. I understand who Steph Curry is. We saw them at the end of the year last year, but that was they were healthier at the end of the year in that play-in game versus LeBron and versus Ja Morant than they are currently. They don't have the cum bucket.
Stop calling him that. You're gonna get us deplatformed.
Hey, that's his name, Jonathan Kuminga. If they take us down, Jonathan, come get us on your hand
Yeah.
in this game
Yeah.
or in the last two games. Even the first game because Steph Curry played terrible in
Trash.
the first game.
Yeah.
right?
Worst performance.
For
Worst performance is best performance.
For Steph Curry standards, I will say that because he still had a good game if he was Gary Trent Jr. Great game. But how many times did you see him hit the rim?
Not a
I
lot.
think twice.
Yeah, he
I think
don't.
twice. It was gross.
Yeah.
It was gross because he was shooting stuff, and obviously, from me being like a pessimistic fan, when I see a guy that's playing against us, if I see him get a look that's one of his, I'm like, oh, this is in. That went in.
Yeah.
That's the way you have to watch the game with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Like if he got air, if they gave him a little bit of breathing room,
space.
it's in.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't think anything he'll ever put up cleanly is a miss. The only time I see Steph miss is if the shot is like preposterous. Like he tried to get a pump fake, you jump into me, I go between the legs and then do a finger roll from 3-point line because he be doing bullshit. That's when I see him hit the rim.
My biggest surprise, right, is the fact that the Wizards are 2-0. Wiz Kids, baby.
Who they play though?
Listen, Kyle Kuzma for MVP. Kyle Kuzma had 26 points last night. I don't know if you know
I
that.
saw it.
I'm not sure if you saw it.
I saw the box score.
Yeah, you saw the box score.
Yeah,
I'm gonna also say this, right?
I'm proud of you, Kyle.
Also say this.
We're watching.
Other surprises, right? That Tyler Hero has transferred this game into the regular season. I'm surprised at that. And then the fact that Houston has won any games at all ever.
They went crazy though.
Can we talk about this? Listen, stop putting missed dunks on Instagram.
No.
Stop putting missed
No. Hold
dunks.
on. Wait.
If Jalen Green would have gotten them, okay, I got you. Jalen Green missed the dunk. He didn't get there.
Was it impressive?
It was. Wait, who was it again? It was the Moose. It was Mike Muscala. Listen. If Jalen Green would have hit that, that would have been dunk of the year. We know that.
But was it not impressive even though it was a miss?
It was impressive, but I don't want to see missed dunk. I don't like the praise of missed dunks, personally.
You remember the Lonnie Walker dunk. Or look, I'm calling it a dunk. He didn't even score.
It was so close.
Lonnie Walker had everybody on the Nuggets bench, not on the Spurs bench. They was like, oh my God, what is he about to do to our teammate? He was trying to kill that man.
That's my favorite thing with Buffer.
On the wrong bench?
Yeah.
That's my shit. When the other bench be like,
God damn.
yeah. No, so I don't know. And you probably won't even see our like intro video because we're gonna make it better than that.
We're gonna make it better.
Anyway.
So your 75th anniversary snubs. Who are your snubs?
So it's one snub that's just undeniable.
Well, let's talk about what all the talking heads are talking about real quick.
Yeah, we'll bring up their snub.
Every talking head has talked about, Kyrie Irving being
that's Andre Iguodala's fault.
You think so?
He shouldn't have tweeted that.
That's just because we know why Andre Iguodala feels the way he does.
Yeah, because he got burnt by him.
Yeah, you got
already.
burnt. Yeah, it's of course Kyrie's got to be top 75.
Yeah,
Else,
you burnt me.
Yeah.
You bringing me. You boosting my shit.
yeah,
My stock is rising because I'm telling you, if I got beat by somebody that's top 75,
makes sense.
I earned it.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. So there's the Kyrie Irvings. There's the Alex Englishes. I think Alex English should be on there.
No.
Why not? Led the league in scoring through the 80s. Outscored Larry Bird by 1,000 points. Outscored Larry Bird by 1,000
look,
points in the
I will-
80s.
All right, so this is what I'll say, right? Because I think I might have found the human to get rid of,
Go for it.
but I'm not going to talk about that yet. What I'm saying is similar to first team, All NBA, or any list, any team, any kind of accolade that you can get where it's a list of guys. And it's always, this dude got snubbed. This dude got snubbed. Okay, well, who do you remove? Because it's a lot of years where they're
We
like,
looked. We
exactly.
looked.
It's a lot of years where they're like, oh, this dude had a better season than LeBron James. Was he better than LeBron James?
Hey.
I hear the numbers.
Hey, listen, Thaddeus Young.
You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of numbers I like to see. Show me where somebody that we think as a collective is but he's got the numbers to support that he should be in this upper echelon of humans.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. Just because the numbers support it. I had this argument literally last night in our group chat.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about Klay Thompson. They're like, how does Klay Thompson not make it in there? Klay Thompson is the second best shooter, if not the best shooter. Because there's a lot of people that you can argue that, and that's a very good argument. You have a lot of points to stand behind.
Yeah.
That Klay Thompson is the best shooter in the history of basketball. They feel.
Yeah, go
let me give you their point, and y'all can comment or whatever and say that I didn't portray your thoughts the way that you were trying to portray them to me. But it was Klay Thompson is the best shooter, and if not the best shooter, the second best shooter of all time. And if you are in that category of human or basketball player, it's no way you shouldn't be on the top 75. They're saying Steph Curry's the best shooter. If you do that the best that anybody's ever done it, you have to be on a list like this.
Yeah.
So I hear that. I told him, great. If you're saying that he's best or second best shooter, and that's the reason why he should be able to punch his ticket.
Well, not only that, Klay Thompson, all defensive teams, NBA, multiple time NBA champion. So that
Yeah.
and these are the other arguments, right? Like, because I'll say Steph Curry is the best shooter ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'd also say that Klay Thompson
Yes, for sure.
is that Klay Thompson is the best stationary shooter and the best quick release shooter.
You know what that sounds like to me?
What, the best shooter?
The best beneficiary of all time.
Yeah. Well, because and this is why Golden State works so well, right? Is that Steph Curry, underrated handle,
The lifeblood.
underrated finisher, right? But at the same time,
Very underrated finisher. I think
underrated finisher.
that's one of his best attributes.
Yeah.
And I don't think they even talk about it. Like, he gets to the basket off of the fear. Even if they didn't fear that he was a three-point shooter, I think he would still get by you and get to the basket just off of handle and quickness.
And this is the thing, right?
And he doesn't miss layups.
Because here's the thing, right? When Steph Curry commits to going inside, he does commit. So when you get Steph Curry at the free throw line, you know Steph Curry's not a fadeaway shooter. Like, he's not a
He's not going to do weird stuff.
He's not going to do weird stuff. He's not going to get you with a turnaround randomly.
Yeah.
When Steph Curry drives to the basket,
Imagine. That would piss me off. If
Hey.
Steph Curry starts shooting turnaround jump shots underneath the 3-point line, it's going to piss me off.
Imagine Steph Curry put left foot on the left elbow and then did a spin into no, that's
No. If I see Steph, don't add that wrinkle.
if Steph Curry has
Ever.
that wrinkle, he's the best player ever.
No, I don't want to see it. Don't do that. Don't do that. For the sake of the league, I don't want to see that
Yeah.
bullshit, Steph.
But listen, Steph Curry's a hard driver to the basket, and he's someone who, when I'll say this is going to be an interesting comparison. Steph Curry drives to the basket like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
You know he's going to the basket. He finishes like Kyrie Irving. In which
It's
case,
comparable.
In which case, he has the touch. So even though he's a hard driver, he's going to finish. Steph Curry can finish all left. He can finish all right. He can finish left, under right, right, under left. You don't know where he's going.
I think the difference between him and Kai is Kai will finish 1,000 ways at the hoop.
Yeah.
Steph's got 4 ways you can't stop it.
Impossible.
I'm either floatering, right, left, layup off the window, right, left. That's it.
Yeah.
Kyrie, you cannot stop
Kyrie
Kyle.
baseline up.
Kyrie got all kind of bullshit.
Up under the basket, back over, fake back over the back, wrap around between the legs.
Yeah, no.
Finish with the right behind the right.
Kai is a magician when it comes to finishing. He'll finish in ways that you haven't seen a human put the ball off the window before ever. And he'll do it. I'm like, bro, how do you think of that?
Yeah.
It's like something so conventional. It's static. We see it. The backboard is the backboard. We can't extend the backboard. We can't make it smaller. We can't make it bigger. You're finishing off shit on the backboard that I ain't even seen. If we just put a little mark on the backboard, a ball may have never touched the mark that Kyrie will put it on.
Kyrie will hit top right, the top right point of the backboard, and watch it finish left rim. It's insane.
No, Kyrie's different when it comes to finishing off the window or under the basket.
Yeah, but
wild.
But I'll say in terms of not in terms of
still not top 75.
Not because I'll say this. I think Kyrie, in terms of finishing creativity, is better, but in terms of finishing efficiency, Steph Curry is comparable. So
efficiency.
Yeah, finishing
creativity.
Efficiency. We can't put that. Kyrie Irving is probably the most creative finisher of all time.
For sure.
Impossible, but still not top 75 though.
No, not at all.
But we'll talk about what we.
So
yeah,
that was my talking head point. They're gonna go him. They're gonna go Clay. That was my group chat going crazy talking about Clay. Other snubs, and the most obvious snub to me, Dwight Howard.
It is a big snub.
Tracy McGrady's a huge snub. I heard an interesting snub today that I hadn't heard in a minute, or I haven't heard him even be mentioned, period, when it comes to like, hey, are these the best players in the league? Tony Parker.
That actually is crazy.
That's wild, right? He's never
good on you.
He's never a talking point. And I think that Tony Parker, like, what do you say about his resume?
His resume is undeniable. I think the thing that people
he's got a top 5 MVP finish in his career.
I think the thing about Tony Parker is that the Spurs were so, like, Tim Duncan was obviously
it was a machine,
the star, but the Spurs were a machine. Manu Ginobili didn't make the MVP. I'm sorry, didn't make the top 75. Boris Diaw, all these guys, weirdly.
Don't say that name. Boris Diaw pisses me off.
I know, but like
he ate his way into being a power forward.
You were a shooting guard at best, Boris.
Until he found Golden Corral.
Yeah. Golden Corral said
he was in San Antonio. No, he was in San Antonio, so it was probably Ryan's. All the people from that area. He wasn't at Golden Corral. He was at Ryan's.
So they had
eating hot dog sandwiches. They had the Glizzy Sandies. The Glizzy Sandos. That was the special. You go to the deli line, they hook you up.
Mustard only.
With the mayonnaise on the top. Shout out Boris Diaw.
Big mayonnaise.
The creator of
the big mayonnaise.
The big mayonnaise.
They had but yeah, I think it's one of those things where Tony Parker gets underrated in general. One, it's a reputation thing because Tony Parker had a bit of a scandal in the midst of his. Remember that?
That made me like Tony Parker more.
Cheating?
No, not cheating, but like who he became after.
You still hooping?
You remember when he wore the goggles after the cheating year? So he had the cheating year. They had the off season. The Olympics was in that off season. He played for France. He did amazing. He came back. He was wearing goggles. But I heard a weird ass tabloid, probably on MySpace at that time, and they were like, Tony Parker injured at a nightclub altercation with Chris Brown. And I'm like, Chris Brown? Chris Brown was at the club. People start fighting at the club, throwing bottles and shit. They threw a bottle, broke into Tony Parker's eye. Yeah. So he scratched his eye up. Tony Parker started that season with goggles. And that just confirmed the little tabloid. Because I was like, bro, ain't no way this nigga Tony Parker was in the club. Boy, ain't no way. Boy. Tony Parker wasn't at the club with Chris Brown. Hey. But Tony Parker was just exercising whatever demons he had to exercise. He was just out there chilling because that's who he was. We just didn't know that. But Tony Parker was at the club. You remember Tony Parker was a rapper. If I see you in the club,
yeah,
and you're 6'2", and me being a big guy, obviously,
yeah.
If you taller than me in the club, I'm like, yo, who is this dude? Like you, you taller than me in the club. You professional.
Yeah,
that's really where I'm at.
You had to at least play Euroball, college somewhere.
You got to play something.
Yeah,
you're not gonna come into no establishment
6'7",
and I'm just like, yeah, nah, bruh. Ain't no way. But Tony Parker, 6 feet, 6'1", you just look like a regular, taller,
regular human
dude. Yeah, and you're a little Frenchman. Your hair receding. You like all Frenchman. You got 5 o'clock shadow on your forehead.
The little French fry. You know, at McDonald's, they have the long ones and then the short one.
The little baby joint.
The little baby joint.
Yeah,
the bottom of the bag.
But yeah, that was him. So for you to tell me that he was in the club, one,
yeah,
that blows my mind. Two, he was at the club in an altercation. That blows my mind. 3, the icing on the fucking cake.
Chris Brown was there.
You were in an altercation and Chris Brown was near you? What club were you at? This is Tony Parker. But yeah, Tony Parker, a snub. They said that. So I thought about it. I'm looking at Tony Parker's resume.
Those are your snubs?
Yeah. So yeah, Tony Parker is not my snub. He's definitely honorable mention. But Dwight Howard and Tracy McGrady, that's my 2 guys. I seen the disrespect from Tracy McGrady get so wild this week. It's starting to get nauseating. Because they're starting to add like new niggas like, don't talk to me about Klay Thompson and Tracy McGrady not there. What are you saying? Klay Thompson, great shooter. Tracy McGrady? This is top 75 players.
Tracy McGrady was one
in the NBA's history, not top 75 shooters.
You could make an argument that Tracy McGrady was the best scorer in the league in the early 2000s.
And Kobe Bryant was there.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant existed. He was there doing Kobe shit.
Between 2000, 2005,
bruh,
who was the better scorer?
I don't know. And then Kobe Bryant himself. I think that's what people. So it's some players in the league that if you ask them about certain players, like Kevin Durant, if you ask Kevin Durant,
I'm Kevin Durant.
You ask Kevin Durant, who's the best defender?
Yeah.
Who's the best player you ever played with? I'm not listening to you, Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant be like, Andre Roberts is the best defender
because
ever.
Kevin Durant had like his recency bias and his ability to omit shit in his head just because he's Kevin Durant and he does things a little bit out of the ordinary. I'm not listening to you. Kevin Durant is no longer a credible source.
About anything.
So you know when they're
not even Kevin Durant.
They're like, Shaquille O'Neal said this. The
CEO of Papa John's?
Listen, if Oscar Robertson come say it, then I'm like, okay, that might make a little sense. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar say it,
nah, I'm off Kareem.
You off Kareem?
Kareem been Mr.
How you off Kareem?
Kareem been Mr. Vaccine for like the last, like he been going on CNN, he been going on Fox News. This thing, like
no,
I'm
you can't.
Look,
I'm saying his basketball prowess.
Look, I'm gonna say this off in terms of Kareem's opinion of stuff.
I
right?
respect it.
In terms of Kareem's opinion of stuff, I think it's just like one of the things where I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made the reason his name is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and not Lou Alcindor, right?
Lou Alcindor
is
my guy
is because of a rejection of a certain narrative and a rejection of a certain political slant point of view. And so for you to live your whole life as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and then also not understand where Kyrie Irving is coming from is illogical to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. Do you hear what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Like you can't be like someone who's the reason your name is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is because you walked into a world where you were constantly questioning things. And you understood, oh, maybe that the world that I've been told and taught about isn't the world that actually exists. Maybe this isn't reality. Maybe this is the construct. I understand that. So for you to for you to feel that so deeply that you change what people call you, and then for you to not understand where Kyrie Irving is coming from, doesn't make any sense to me. Lower the rim. All right,
but yeah, so we got snubs.
All right, my biggest snubs were Dwight, obviously.
Okay.
We know that. We know Dwight got snubbed.
Yeah, Dwight was an obvious snub.
My biggest snub, my second biggest snub was also Klay Thompson.
Really?
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
I know it pisses you off.
That makes me upset.
I don't care. Listen, Klay, for you to not put Klay Thompson on the top 75 is
all 5 relevant years of Klay Thompson.
They put Kawhi Leonard on there.
He's better than Klay Thompson.
No, he's not.
If they play 1-on-1 tonight, who wins?
Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson shoot the ball from the whole court. Klay Thompson shoot the ball from the other free throw line. Where's Kawhi going to guard?
Are you drunk?
A little bit.
All right. That makes sense.
Anyway,
cool.
All right,
I don't even have to. No rebuttal.
All right, so that's the snubs. Who's the shouldn't be on?
All right. So because it was D12 and Tracy McGrady.
Who shouldn't be on the top 75 list?
No, those were my snubs.
Yeah, but who
so I feel.
And this is what I'm saying, right? If Ray Allen's on, how is Klay Thompson not on?
But that's stupid.
Klay Thompson's better than Ray. Klay Thompson is Ray Allen extended.
No. God, no.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say Ray Allen on the Bucks. He was a different player. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Why is Ray Allen on the top 75 list? It's not for being on the Bucks. It's for being
because he's Ray Allen.
Bang. That's why Ray Allen's on the top 75 list.
Listen,
is it not?
Ray Allen had 2 different careers.
He did.
He was Ray Allen
in Milwaukee,
who was like Joe Johnson.
Yeah,
he just kind of did everything. You just gave him the ball, let him roll. Has Klay Thompson ever been in a position to where you just give him the ball, let him rock?
But he's never been.
He's a beneficiary, and if he would, he wouldn't be Klay Thompson.
All right, imagine
if you made Klay Thompson dribble, he would not be Klay Thompson.
I bet Klay.
I
bet Klay Thompson's nicer dribbling. I bet Klay Thompson got handles.
Can Klay Thompson dribble the basketball?
We don't know because he's a catch and shooter.
Yes, he's can dribble the basketball. He is a smaller guy in the whole grand scheme of things. Yes, he can dribble the ball. I've seen him dribble the ball. He crossed over Timothy Mozgov before. He can dribble. Come on, bro. No. Klay, listen,
Timothy Mozgov.
Klay Thompson, I did this
man?
I did this last night because this shit was pissing me off because they were trying to remove Dame. They tried to take Dame off and put him over
Y'all
Klay.
Crazy.
Bruh.
You're crazy.
Talk to him.
You're crazy.
They tried to take Dame off and
keep Bob Cousy
and put Klay in his spot. So they try to put Klay in Dame's spot, and they're like, well, what does he do better? I'm like, hold on. Objectively, no, hold on. Relax. I can tell you what Dame does better than Klay, but this is how they did me. They went to the numbers. They said, "Oh, look, he averages more points on more attempts with a better shooting percentage." Bro, what are you saying? Can Clay dribble? No.
I ain't seen
Can
Clay
he pass? No. I ain't seen him pass shit but into the hoop. He passed the ball into the basket a whole lot of times. So that shit was pissing me off. That was one that I didn't like. So when you say stuff like that and you're telling me this is a top 75 list on best players,
Okay.
you have to tell me the best player. I'm not asking the person with the best numbers. I'm asking the better player. Ray Allen was way better than Klay Thompson. If you want to dispute that, we're talking about the latter years of Ray Allen is what everybody remembers, right?
But that's also but that's what I'm saying. That's why he's also on the top 75. Nobody's watching Ray Allen in Milwaukee.
I respect that.
We weren't watching. Nobody was watching that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, if that's the case, fucking put J.R. Smith in a spot.
But I was saying, why is Ray Allen on the top 75 list?
Put J.R. Smith in the spot.
You know, Ray Allen's on the top 75 list because he hit one of the top 10 final shots of all time.
And he's that kind of player.
He is.
Because for you to be able to evolve into that, I can't wait until Steph Curry is old. He's sitting in somebody's corner. And he's sitting in Jason Tatum's corner as Jason Tatum's shooter. But not his guy that's bringing the ball up the court. I can't wait. I can't wait till it's just Steph Curry fucking sitting around like Otto Porter Jr. in the corner and just fucking shooting. And he's not guarding nobody. He guarding the smallest dude on the court. I would love. I can't wait to see it. Show me that shit.
But this is why people say Kyrie should be on the list. Because you could argue Kyrie Irving had one of the top 10 shots in basketball of all time.
Okay.
Right? And then,
correct.
Right?
Off of magnitude, not.
Yeah, off of magnitude, off of impact, right?
Respect.
And then this is also why I must say this is why people say Klay Thompson. Go back to Game 7, Western Conference Finals. Game 6, Western Conference Finals, 2016. You can't say that that wasn't one of the most transformative performances we've ever seen.
Yeah, that changed the narrative of like the NBA.
Kevin Durant doesn't go to Golden State if they win that game.
No, there's no way.
There's no.
You don't win a championship for Oklahoma City if you beat LeBron because you're not.
Klay Thompson lost. So I'm saying if we're gonna boil it, if we're gonna take that top 75 list and look at what were the most important shots, what were the best individual performances, you have to put Klay Thompson on that list because that Game 6 was.
It was mind blowing.
I watched it at Fassler Hall in Oklahoma City.
You know where I watched it?
Where? Huh? Where you watch it?
I watched it at Medieval Times.
You had a half chicken? They
had
the roast duck?
They said, "My liege, Klay Thompson cooking." No,
my liege. The score is 85-73. You're like, what the? Hey, where'd they get up?
Hey, how they winning?
Why are they up?
I will say this.
Okay.
And give me just.
This is a long ass podcast, by the way.
It's not really though.
Go ahead.
Because we're gonna cut a lot of this. This is what I want you to tell me. This.
Okay.
That Klay Thompson performance, right? Cool. You know how they think about LeBron not winning versus the Magic, and then we have to see the Orlando Magic LA Lakers finals, and everybody's like, "Oh, I need to see LeBron versus Kobe Bryant. Like, I need that."
That would have been insane.
LeBron already bust Kevin Durant ass in the finals. We want to see more,
but we call that That's Baby Durant.
Yeah, but
that's Baby Durant.
He grew up. So
he wasn't who he was though yet.
But do you think that hindsight being 2020, when we get into the future, is it going to be one of those things where they're like, dang, Kevin Durant deprived us of this. He was up 3-1 on the Warriors. You win one game, and now we get a rematch of Kevin Durant and LeBron James in the finals. People don't think about it like that because I'm like, that would have been wild just to see again. I wanted to see it again because the first time it didn't even feel like it was important because LeBron, they just waxed him. That wasn't even, they wasn't ready.
Because LeBron was in his, that was Charmeleon LeBron. If you don't know, we have three different, Charmander LeBron is first Cleveland LeBron.
No, it's high school LeBron was Charmander. High school LeBron was Charmander. He was better than everybody in the league.
Charmander LeBron goes all the way to the 2007 finals.
Yeah.
With Jamario Moon.
With Jamario
Moon and Varejao. So that's Charmander. That's Charmander LeBron.
He had a Harlem Globetrotter on his team.
We do not talk about this enough.
He was the starter.
Jamario Moon was a literal Harlem Globetrotter.
Literally.
Was actually a Harlem Globetrotter.
And he started.
Listen.
So, I'm upset. Don't piss me off.
All right, calm down, Drake. Anyway, so we had Jamar. So that's Charmander LeBron. Charmander LeBron is Miami LeBron.
Yeah.
Charizard LeBron starts. 2016 is the start of the Charizard LeBron, but 2018.
No, we're gonna say he's 1 year, and then the Mega Charizard is 2018 LeBron. That was the best player I've ever seen in my freaking life.
The LeBronto.
He just keep losing. He just running around losing. It is still the best player I've ever seen in my life.
That nigga dropped 45 and lost.
Yeah, and lost. I'm like, that's wild. Like y'all did him so dirty.
They did, bro. Nobody blamed George Hill for none of that.
For nothing. Don't talk about that because I'm gonna go crazy.
Go.
All right, I took off Ray Allen. That's where we stopped. I took off Ray Allen because I wanted to put Tracy McGrady in.
Okay.
I have to take off Anthony Davis.
Thank you.
Because I need to put Dwight Howard in.
Lower the rim.
AD and Ray Allen are the people that I take off. I add in Dwight Howard and Tracy McGrady because Tracy McGrady is too good for y'all to be disrespectful.
Lower the rim. So listen, I'm gonna add Dwight. I think T-Mac is obviously great. And T-Mac is a snub. My snub was Klay Thompson. I said that. My shouldn't be ons are AD.
For 5 relevant years of basketball, I just want you to keep saying.
And I love and that's saying something as an Anthony Davis fan. I love Anthony Thompson. But I'm just saying I love Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
I thought
as you should.
I love Anthony Davis, right? But the New Orleans years,
that's empty calories, brother.
Empty calories. We should review the Anthony Davis Boogie Cousins. That that 3 months. That was magical.
That was one of our favorites.
Hey, listen. But I'm gonna say this. My other shouldn't be on. This might be controversial. But Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard shouldn't be on this list. Kawhi Leonard doesn't play regular season basketball. Kawhi Leonard has had excellent finals appearances. I understand that. If you want to boil it, but this goes back to my thing about
two excellent finals appearances.
But this goes back to my thing about how much are you boiling? If you're boiling down to certain games, Kawhi Leonard held LeBron to a little bit over his season average. I don't think Kawhi, again, it's recency bias.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, and so that's I Kawhi Leonard he's not in this season. He was barely in last season. He's barely in the season before, and I think we talked about this, but Kyrie Irving's on the list, really because of the COVID protocols.
No,
you don't think so? You don't think he's on the list in your own?
No, I don't think he makes the list. I don't think he makes the list. Period. I think. So this is what I'll say. I think Kyrie Irving's on the list because of the COVID protocols, but the reason he's on the list is it's hard to be top 75 when you're not playing basketball. I respect that.
Right? At the same point, how often has Kawhi Leonard played basketball in the last 3 seasons?
Not very often.
lower the rim. So me and OJ went through the list of players, and there's a lot of older players, right? Players who were playing in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and we went like, and when you see people like Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard not make the list, and you see other names make the list who you don't know, you have to go, who the fuck is that? Boom, 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 boom. Who the fuck is that? Boom, 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 boom. Who the fuck is that? So me and OJ grabbed a couple names off the list to see if they were valid. If they were valid for their top 75.
This is more like an NBA history session.
It really is. This is
Because
NBA history.
I was lost. I'll save my good one for last, but I'll start.
Go ahead, start.
So, Dave Cowens, whatever. I didn't know who this was.
Okay.
So if we're trying to slide somebody out and throw Dwight Howard in.
By the way, I want to say this. When we looked at the list, we looked at names that we did or didn't know.
Yeah, never heard of.
Never heard. Like Bob Cousy, Pistol Pete, you know who those people are, right? So you say, okay, let's keep them from the old era. But when we looked at this list and said, like, literally, who the fuck is this? So let's go.
Dave Cowens. I'm going to go Dave Cowens. I pick Cowens. That's the way that I'm going to pronounce this. 6'9", small forward. He played 10 seasons in Boston, 1 season in Milwaukee. 17 points per game, 14 rebounds per game, 4 assists
I'm pull the iPad.
on 46% shooting.
Okay.
So all these people have like wild accolades. The accolades are, I ain't gonna call them cute, but they're cute.
Here. I'm pull it up so you can get the.
No, I have him still. He was a 2-time NBA champion. He won 2 with Boston.
Okay.
In 74 and 76. He was an NBA MVP, which was impressive because I hadn't seen that from some of these non-notable guys. He also NBA All-Star Game MVP, 8-time All-Star, 3-time NBA second team, 2-time NBA defensive second team, Rookie of the Year, obviously on the all-rookie team. He's got number 18 retired by the Celtics and number 13 retired by the Florida State Seminoles.
You mean number 36?
No, 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's cool. 17-13-4 or 17-14-4. 2 champs, 1 MVP. That's cool. So I can't snub anybody. Like I can't take anyone off if this guy has an MVP and 2 champs. And Tracy McGrady's sitting here with no championships. Dwight Howard is sitting here with 1 role player championship. Yeah. I can't slide you. But give me one of the guys that you found.
So one of the guys on the list is Bill Sharman. Shout out Bill Sharman. So and this is part of what like goes like when you're doing it, you're like, okay, like who are these people? Why are they on this list, right? So Bill Sharman, 8-time All-Star.
Yeah.
4-time NBA champion. 7-time All-NBA.
With who?
With the Celtics. Played for the Celtics.
All these motherfuckers.
Stop. But played for the Celtics between 1950 and 1960.
Okay.
This is before Bill Russell got
that era.
This is before Bill Russell got there.
Say,
That's the other thing, right? An average, and again, 1950 average 17, 4, and 3 between 1950 and 1960. And again, 4-time champ.
What shooting percentage? For his career.
His career shooting percentage? Let me see.
It's over 45 because both of these guys is 44 and 46.
So listen. So field goal percentage in for his career, 42.6%.
How tall?
He was 6'1", 175.
Okay, all right.
And career free throw average 88%.
I respect that.
That nigga didn't miss.
I like that.
So Bill, it's one of those people where you go like, oh, how's this guy on where Kyrie's not on, Dwight's not on? This man won 4 NBA championships as probably the leading scorer of the Celtics. Again, Hall of Fame, 8-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA.
I respect that.
How many people you know 7-time All-NBA? It's easy to be an All-Star.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson's an All-Star.
Let's not talk about it.
But
We'll move on.
But All-NBA. So anyway, next person you had.
My new favorite.
Your new favorite player.
Basketball player is Dave Bing.
Shout out DB.
Dave Bing, the former mayor of Detroit. That shit blew my mind. I looked him up trying to figure out some basketball references.
That's crazy.
They had a party for him. I'm like, okay, who'd you play for? It's like Republican Party. Who are you? I said I was looking for Dave Bing, the basketball player.
Bro, and he played for Detroit between 1966 and 1975. Played for Detroit for 10 years as an NBA champion.
Yeah, he had 9.
Or sorry, he's not. He's not
No.
a champion.
He didn't
Scoring
win a championship.
He's scoring.
He did win a scoring championship. The man was shooting 20 shots per game as a rookie.
He said, "I'm pulling."
As a rookie, he was pulling everything. He said, "I'm here to score," and that's what I'm doing. This is 20 points per game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds on 44% shooting. And that's 9 seasons with the Pistons, 2 with the Bullets. He's a Washington, D.C. guy. He was born in D.C., so respect. And then he did 1 year in Boston.
They had to change the name because it was too violent.
Yeah, they said we can't be the Bullets no more. This is too relevant to our. We're gonna be the Washington Hugs. The Washington Philanthropists.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. So he shot the ball a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot of field goal attempts per game when I'm looking at what he did, and it's showing me,
bro, this nigga shot 24 shots a game. In 1967. Bro.
They let him do it.
Bro, what?
Yeah, that blew my mind. But
Jason Tatum, like, all right, hold my beer.
He was Rookie of the Year when he came in 67. He was a scoring champion in his sophomore season. You remember I told you he shot 20-plus shots per game? He got scoring champion that year.
He made them.
2-time All-NBA first team. And then he's got a lot of awards that are for his work as a governor or a mayor. But
all right.
But yeah, that was impressive to me. I didn't
shout out Dave Bing.
I never heard of Dave Bing in my life. But shout out Dave Bing for being on this list and showing me a resume where I couldn't slide you off.
All right. So I'm gonna bring up my last who? And listen, I've heard this thing before. I've heard Dave DeBusschere before. Like I'm vaguely aware of who this is, right?
Vaguely.
This is a 6'6" power forward. Because the league was different back then,
Shooting
right?
guard.
Right. He's from Detroit, right? Played in Detroit, which actually is a little bit legendary. Anyway, so Dave DeBusschere is 8-time All-Star. Okay, cool. 2-time NBA champ. Nice, right? Made 1 All-NBA team, right? And we're like, at that point, you But listen, made 6 All-Defensive teams. Dave DeBusschere had the clamps on him. 6 of them joints. 6 all AD teams. Left, right. He was sliding puppies like a motherfucker.
Hey, sliding puppies, Dave.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
He was sliding puppies like crazy. So and so I was looking at so as I'm going down the resume, right? I mean, he averaged 16-11 and averaged 16-11 and 3. As
on what percent shooting?
This was the original Klay Thompson. Think about it. Average 43%.
And he was how tall?
6'6". This was Klay Thompson before Klay Thompson. 6'6". Right?
Yeah.
All defensive team.
I respect.
43% for the field. There's no 3-point percentages, right? But just going like locking dudes down and then coming down and dropping 16 points a game. And we talked about bucket impact.
Yeah.
This is the reason why guys like Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, where all the points they hurt
every single one.
Because it's one thing for Zach LaVine to go down the court, mix a little bit, pop for three. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But when you go down, lock somebody up, steal the ball, right? Or don't get a steal, get a turnover, or just get a good stop.
Yeah.
And you drive down the court, lock them, and then get a bucket. There's nothing better. And maybe I'm making the argument for why Kawhi Leonard should be on the All-75 team.
Leonard.
For Kawhi Leonard. All right. But that's all I got to say about that. That's who I talked about. Let's move to the last topic, which should be
the Leo meme.
Yeah. So last topic is guys who are on teams currently where you watch this first week, you go, hey, yo, this guy on the team, who is this?
Or for me, it was, this guy's still in the league.
Wow. So who'd you have?
Like, what are you doing?
I feel like I missed a lot of what I just talked about because my mic was sideways. Did you hear that?
I hope not. Yeah, it sounded fine to me.
It sounded fine to you? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Anyway, go ahead.
No, mine, for me, the guy who I, like, sat up in my chair, like, yo, you still in the league? It was Doug McDermott.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Doug McDermott at?
Wait. Give me an over-under.
On where he's at?
For how many points? Or no, not how many points. How many minutes did Doug McDermott play?
Doug McDermott played 12 minutes. Over?
Over. Way over.
25.
No. Over. It's Doug McDermott. He played more than that. He played more than 25 minutes.
You capping.
Bruh, no.
You capping.
31 minutes for Doug McDermott in the season opener for San Antonio.
Doug McDermott's in San Antonio?
Blew my mind.
Hey, shout out to Dougie McBuckets.
Dougie, I don't know what kind of dirt you got.
Doug M. Fresh.
Listen, whoever you're holding hostage to keep you in this league.
I'm sorry.
Look, it's impressive. Shout out Doug McDermott. I don't know how you're doing it, but you're doing it.
I'm glad he's back.
For what?
I like Doug.
Back to do what?
I like Doug McDermott.
To exist?
Yeah.
Sam Decker is my honorable mention. And I won't even tell you where Sam Decker's
You
at.
disrespecting Jimmer for that.
Yeah, I ain't going to say shit about Sam Decker because Sam Decker will be out of this league soon.
Where's Sam Decker at?
I ain't talking about it.
You have to say it. You
No.
have to say it for the pod.
No.
You have to say it for the pod. Where's Sam Decker at? Where's Sam Decker at? Where's Sam Decker at?
The next name of the podcast will be Where's Sam Decker at? And I'm going to just keep it like that.
Can I guess?
As a mystery. Yes, please. I'm gonna just tell you how many.
Cleveland.
I'm gonna tell you how many points he scored. Will that help?
All right, yeah.
That'll help me sleep at night at the very least.
Okay.
But in the first game, I'll say this. This is how you can try to figure out. In the first game against the Wizards, 0 attempts, 0 points. He had a coach's DMP. And then versus the Boston Celtics in the second game, he had a whopping 0 minutes and 0 points on a coach's DMP. So if you know where it's at, don't look because we're leaving it at that. Not look.
Put it in the comments. If you know where Sam Decker is at.
Tell me where Sam Decker's
Put it in the comments.
That is the trivia question of the day.
Where?
And everybody's just going to
It's like
Google
Carmen
on their phone
Sandiego.
and put it
Where
on.
in the world is Sam Decker?
Yeah, no. I just want you to, when you give me the correct answer, tell me if you genuinely knew. I know you didn't know, but don't lie to me.
All right.
Just put it in there. Oh, Sam Decker's here, but I had no idea. That's the correct answer. Because nobody's checking for Sam Decker. But I was going to put him up there, but Dougie McBuckets, He was starting. That's what blew my mind.
That's crazy. And where?
He's still in the league,
Where
and
was
he
he?
is starting in San Antonio.
Sorry, I like.
Come on, bro.
It's hard.
It's no way that I can fathom.
All right, so
Who you
my
got?
so my two.
Oh, you got two?
I have two. Right. One is Grayson Allen is in Detroit.
Yeah.
I was watching the Detroit game. I was like, hey yo, Grayson Allen was getting buckets. He's out here.
You didn't see Jimmy Butler cooking?
I did.
He's in Milwaukee.
I'm sorry, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Not Detroit.
He's in Milwaukee.
I'm a little drunk. Let's Milwaukee. Grayson Allen in Milwaukee.
He's in Milwaukee. Jimmy Butler hit a turnaround on him and made one of the signature Jimmy Butler faces because, you know, Jimmy Butler and Russell Westbrook are like the most expressive humans. They have the most memes. It's like Jimmy Butler, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James. Most expressive humans in the NBA because they always get an insane reaction when it comes to something like that.
Happy birthday to Jimmy Butler starter, by the way.
Why do you know that? That's random.
You didn't see the post game interview with him. He said, hey, Kyle Lowry knows my daughter's birthday this week, so Kyle, you gotta get her a gift, 100K minimum.
Yeah, well, shout out to his daughter.
Shout out Jimmy Butler's
She's probably
daughter.
one.
Yeah, with Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, she's probably 1 year old, and her mama Rachel Nichols. Happy birthday.
So that was one.
He hits a turnaround on Grayson.
Okay.
And he's like, why do y'all have him guarding me? Like right now, like why is he the guy? This is the person that you chose to ride this ride. You said Grayson Allen?
Him?
All right. I like Grayson Allen, by the way, but
I do. Well, we talked about him in one podcast before. It's like the most athletic JJ Redick.
uber athletic JJ Redick. He is JJ Redick in 2015 form.
So Grayson Allen, my other who? Like, why is he on this team? Is I was watching the Hornets. And they got Kelly Oubre. So I was like, they got shout out Smelly Kelly. Smelly Kelly, I love you.
I told you, the Hornets, I have to dub the Hornets now because I don't want anybody to forget. The Hornets are the best your mama ain't never home team. They get to do whatever they want.
Yo mama ain't never home.
Man, your mama ain't never home. They get to do whatever they want. It's nobody telling them nothing. I told you I wanted Paul Millsap.
Who's their coach? Who's the coach of the Hornets?
Yeah. Yeah. You understand. So that's what I mean.
Be the coach.
The Hornets, their coach is good. I don't know the man's name. He's young though. He's a young coach.
Sean McVay?
Yeah, he's the Sean McVay of basketball coaches. No bullshit. Because he is a little bit ahead of pace for where he should be.
Okay.
But the Hornets, they are the team where if they had some veteran presence and a good coach, they would be busting. A lot of people ask.
James Borrego.
Yeah, they got the most talent, pound for pound, age for age. For all these young guys, they have so much talent. Scary Terry is talent. I respect that. Gordon Hayward is talent. I respect that. But the young guys,
Hey, you seen Gordon Hayward's new haircut?
I'm out.
Hey, Ish Smith was
balling
for no reason.
You got Ish Smith. You got the Wonder Kid, LaMelo. You got P.J. Washington, who is very, very good. You got Miles Bridges, who is very, very, very good. They just don't have roles for real. They're just hooping. They're doing backyard basketball right now.
Question. Imagine if you gave the Hornets to Nate McMillan.
They do what the Hawks did.
Exactly. That's all I wanted to hear.
I want the Hornets to be given to Greg Popovich.
They'd be 6th in the West. Off talent.
Maybe
Maybe 5th.
They have everything they need to be a great team.
Yeah.
They have big guys. They have talented guards. They have young guys who are very athletic.
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 I got a piece, so that's all I got to say about that.